My name is Cassy Summers. Welcome to the Curious Universe podcast. Welcome to the show. Today, apparently I'm clapping really loud. Today, we are going to be exploring the topic of the holdback. Like, what is the holdback? Why do we hold back? How do we hold back? There may be places in your life where you're holding back and you're not even aware that you're holding back. I have been running, like banging everything right now. I have been running these out of control processes. You may have seen some of what I've been creating and what these processes do. So, here on the show, in my life, in my world, in my business, I use the tools of access consciousness. You don't know what that is? Google it, check it out. accessconsciousness.com. All right. And one of the tools we use in access consciousness is something called the clearing statement. I use it on like every show and it clears energy, right? Now you can pair that clearing statement with specific clearings. And the specific clearing that I've been running with a group of like super powerful, wonderful people is an out of control process. So we're clearing the layers of control, we're clearing the layers of definition, we're clearing the layers of limitation, of form, structure, and significance, of linearity, which is like time and aging and all that stuff, and concentricity when you're like concentrating and focusing and all that stuff. So we're clearing all of these layers, right? And what I'm noticing, which is so beautiful, is people starting to kind of unleash some of their power, unleash some of their capacities, their personality. I don't mean personality from like the limited personality, but where you can actually like sense someone's being, like they're being more them, if you will. And so there's less and less hold back. And it's got me really inspired and really excited. There was actually a woman on the call today, and she shared this like miracle she created where she got out of a car accident, like that could have been really bad. And the question I asked her was, have you stepped into, because then she was feeling a little wonky after, and I was like, have you stepped into a power and a potency beyond your imagination? And the beautiful smile that came on her face, she was like, yeah, wow. But this is where we stop holding back and true miracles get created in our lives. And I'm using the word created on purpose because miracles aren't gifted to us from a higher source. Okay. Miracles aren't something that if we're lucky we get, or if we're good, or if we're judgeable, we can receive once or twice a lifetime. Miracles are what we create. We co-create it with the universe, with consciousness, with all the elements around us. So why hold back? Why do so many kind, caring, wonderful, powerful, creative people hold back? Well, it's usually for someone else, sometimes for ourselves. It can be fear of making other people feel bad, fear of other people's jealousy. It could be just the way we were raised. It could be cultural. It could be these underlining energies of something in Access we talk about called the fifth element. Too much to kind of go into here, but if that resonates with you, clear it. The fifth element is really this kind of concept that we have as that we came here to be the savior for humankind. we think it's the savior for humankind, but what's actually underneath that, the secret energy underneath that is to be the unsuccessful savior of humankind. So we're always negating our own being. Yeah, not fun, not great. Okay, so the hold back. Look at this. Let's get curious. Turn to this towards you, go inside. Where do you hold back? Do you hold back with your sexualness, your like yummy sexual energy? Do you hold back how intelligent you are? Do you hold back how funny you are, or maybe dorky or silly you are? Maybe how loud you are. I was always kind of I had, it's funny because I had a high voice as a child, very up here high, but I was also very loud. I didn't realize I was loud. I thought I was like just a normal level of sound, but I was always told you're so loud, and my laughter was so loud. I would get in trouble for how loud I was laughing all the time, especially when it's like nighttime and you're supposed to be in bed. Um, so I'd hold back my voice. I'd hold back my laughter. I'd hold back definitely all of my sexual energy when even if I was wearing like the baggiest clothes, like, because that was the style, these huge kind of boy t-shirts and like jeans, okay? And I'd be wearing that. But if I'd be like all in my sexualness, someone would make some comment about my breasts or about like my butt or like some like part of my body. And as a kid, I was like, oh gosh, like this is so wrong. Um, I shouldn't be getting this attention. So it would hold it back, like hold back all that energy, hold back all of me. And that's essentially what you're doing when you're holding back. You're holding back your power, your potency, your magic, your energy, your being, knowing, perceiving, and receiving. That's what you are holding back. So what are you holding back? And just shut up for a minute so you could look at it. What are you holding back? Kind of get a sense of at least 1 to 3 areas. For some of us, it's like a bajillion areas. For others, it's like just a few areas. So, where are you holding back? What are you holding back? When are you holding back? How are you holding back? Why are you holding back? And who are you holding back? You. So, whether it's for self-protection or it's for other people's egos, other people's insecurities, what if you explored? I'm not saying you got to jump in, but what if you explored a little bit into the space of unleashing you? Like if you unleashed all that you be, the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful, the spectacular, the phenomenal, the powerful, what would your life be like? Now, what would the world be like? And not from your presumptive reality, not what you've decided or been told, or even what's been proved to you, but what's actually really true energetically. What would the world be like if the kind, caring, wonderful people stopped holding back? If they like truly unleashed themselves on the world? Whew. Anything that does not allow that, will you destroy and create it, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all 100 shorts, boys, poets, creations, spaces, and beyonds. I, my roots are driving me crazy on this. I'm just going to point it out so that I can stop fixating on it. That's how my brain works. If I don't just speak to it, listen, my hairdresser is coming next week. That's what's happening. Summer is busy. Um, then I can move on. This is just my, I'm like probably falls into my ADHD category. There we go. Moving on. See, and normally I would hold back those thoughts or those fixations, right? And when I unleash them, I actually always like, oh, and then everything's better. my world's better. I can relax. I can be more present with the energies that we're talking about. You might have been aware of something kind of weird going on in my universe, not cognitively, obviously, but then you get to relax, and then we all get to have a laugh at roots because, hair roots are things, and they are things that need to be handled. Woo! No more holding back. What if you didn't have to hold back your thoughts? What if you didn't have to hold back what was coming up for you? Now, that doesn't always mean that we say everything on our mind, okay? It's not always appropriate to be walking around like, maybe telling a police officer that you think about killing people. Probably don't do that, unless you need help, and then maybe do that. Um, but there's there's a space where you can not be holding back those thoughts, those things coming up for you. And sometimes we don't have to verbalize them. It's just like, oh, I'm just going to acknowledge it for myself. Wow, my roots are driving me crazy. I can't wait to get my hair dyed. And then I won't have this, band of dark hair over here. Ah, lovely. Acknowledge, move on, right? It's actually the holding back of that, the suppression of it, that creates that energy of driving crazy, that holds it in existence, that holds it in place because you have to hold it back. You're holding it. So, how much are you holding back your capacity with money? How much are you holding back your capacity with, wow, engaging with people? Maybe like you made friends really easily and your sibling didn't, or your best friend didn't, and you were like, oh, I feel bad for them, so I'll hold back this capacity of mine to like engage with everyone, to just make a friend in 2 seconds. I'm gonna hold back my capacity to gain attention. I have always gotten attention really easily. And my siblings didn't, some of them didn't. And I got it bothered them really bad. So I would try and hold back um, those abilities without even really knowing what they are because I was like 6 and 7. But I would know there was something I was being that was getting all this attention, and I just tried to hold it back. How many of you have done that? Been there, done that. And what's interesting is that my siblings, they were probably holding back, which is what created them not getting the attention. And then I'm holding back more than their hold back to try and be kind, which is ridiculous, rather than inspiring them. You know what? I get so inspired when people are full out them. Like when they're just being them, as ridiculous or silly or joyful or intense or potent as they are. It's so inspiring for me. And I tend to kind of relax, but then also I tend to kind of step into more of me, to like, I stop holding back as much. It's almost like, what if we were giving each other permission to be, permission to stop holding back, to unleash on the world? What are you unleashing? You're unleashing your being, which is a gift. It is the greatest gift that you have, is your being. It is not your doing. I know that we live in a reality that is programming us otherwise. I get that. I acknowledge that. And yet I also acknowledge what is true. And what is true is your very being is the greatest gift that you have. And so when you're holding back your being and then you have to hold back your receiving, which is, receiving is like stepping into greater and grander things. Receiving is where you receive money and attention and energy and contribution and possibility. Receiving all of this, you have to hold back when you hold back your being. And then you have to hold back your knowing and what you know about the world, about your universe, your life and living, what would create more for you. And then you have to hold back your perceiving, because knowing, being, perceiving, and receiving are all interconnected. They just like play together. So when you hold back one, you hold back all. So now you're holding back your perception. You're holding back what you are capable of perceiving in the world. You're essentially creating a disability for yourself. For what end? Has it ever really worked? Like whatever you're holding back for, has it ever really worked? If you're holding back for someone else, have they ever really stepped into more of them because you held back? If you're holding back so you don't get judged or you don't get whatever, have you ever not been judged? Maybe you're judged in a different way. Maybe you can control the judgment, but does it actually like ever just disappear? I can't think of one time in my life where I haven't experienced judgment in some form because it's just in the air. It's all around you. So is holding back really protecting you from that? Now, maybe there are times where, again, don't say the thing in your head. Like it's not going to create more. It might be, you actually might be in dangerous situations where you have to look at what can I say? What can be received? What's required here, right? But that's not an energy of holding back. That's actually an energy of like unleashing more because you have a greater presence, awareness, knowing, being, perceiving, and receiving. All of those things are like jacked up in those moments. Woo! So what if you're willing to be out of control, out of definition, out of limitation, out of form, structure, significance, out of linearity, out of concentracies with your knowing, being, perceiving, and receiving? Anything that does not allow that, we destroy it and create it, please. Right, wrong, good and bad, pocket pod, all 100, shorts, boys, pobads, creations, bases, and beyonds. Whew. So where are you holding back? What are you holding back? Why are you holding back? When are you holding back? How are you holding back? Everything that we destroyed, I created, please. Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, bot, all 100, shorts, boys, povads, creations, spaces, and beyonds. So after running these out of control processes, I myself have noticed a lot more unleashing of me. And sometimes it's so subtle and gentle, it doesn't feel like a unleashing. And then in other ways, it is like that. It's like, oh my gosh, like, whoa, there's so much more of me here. There's so much more, um, I have so much more access to my own awareness, consciousness. The words are flowing differently. The awarenesses are coming in differently because I'm unleashing me. What if you were willing to unleash you? What if you were just willing to go? Whew, to let it out. Aren't you tired of holding back? Holding back your creativity, your joy, your being, your life, your living? I am. And we make these things up in our minds. I get it because I am there. I have been there. I can't because fill in the blank. I have to hold back because fill in the blank. I have to reasons, justifications, they're abound. They're always there to tell you why you can't. They will always be there to tell you why you can't. You're the only one that can give you permission. You're the only one that can say you can. You can choose it. You can unleash, you can see the possibilities pouring out before you. I mean, just for one moment, tap into like, what would your life be like in 5 years from now if you truly unleash your capacities with money and cash and finance? Just get a sense of that energy. Now, if you're new to like playing with energy, you might feel like you're not getting anything, but you are, okay? Just be present with it for a moment and see what shows up. What would your life be like in 5 years if you unleash all of your capacities with money and cash and finance? Wow. What would your life be like in 5 years if you unleashed your body from its control, form, structure, significance, linearity, concentricities, definitions, and limitations? What would your body be like in 5 years if you freaking unleashed it? Ow. Like, my body likes that one. What would your relationships be like if you unleashed them? Wow. What would your living be like if you unleashed you? Truly and totally unleashed you. All that you be, all that you receive, all that you know, all that you perceive. It's like a reality beyond this reality. So grand, so glorious. Wow. What more can I say after that? Again, it's time to end this podcast and play into those possibilities. Would you be willing to explore more into this unleashing you on the world? What if you didn't have to hold back anymore? What if it wasn't necessary, required? And what if it was exactly what will actualize the change you've been asking for? On that note, I would like to invite you to something really special that I created because of this out of control clearing marathon. It's like we've gotten so far, and my sense was we're now at the precipice of breaking into something like even more even more phenomenal, even more unleashed, more potency, power, magic, miracles, more being, more knowing, perceiving, and receiving. So I'm doing a one-off call. There is a special price for anyone, like really special, like let's say $100 off special, like so special if you've taken the Out of Control Marathon. The Out of Control Marathon was $7 for 7 days plus a bonus SOP call. Okay. So we're going to put links to both in the description below if you want to get and it's won't be up for very much longer, just so you know. The 7 days will be coming down in about I think it's about a week, maybe less. So get in there fast. And then the Unleashed call will be in there as well. Join us. If you want to unleash something truly spectacular, if you want to unleash your life and living, if you want to unleash you, I invite you to jump into this call. We will be in Zoom, so we'll be together. You can ask questions directly to me. I will facilitate you. I will facilitate the group. I'm going to facilitate this energy, and we're going to see how unleashed we can be to actualize a greater life and living, to actualize more fun, more joy, more sex, more money, more joy of embodiment and body magic. Whatever it is you're looking to unleash, let's go. There's no limit. Let's go. So check on the links below. I hope to see you there. And I will also see you in the next episode of the Curious Universe podcast, where we bypass the structures of reality so you can create your own magical, unleashed reality. Bye for now. Thank you for exploring the curious universe with me. Your curiosity matters. And what if together we could create a greater, more curious world?